welcome back to the Magpie Channel TV. Happy Monday, Blue Monday. Apparently the most miserable day of the year. I tell you what, I'm not going to be miserable, but the news is miserable. I might rant and I might get onto a bit of a tangent, but I tell you what, the news for Newcastle, I'm not going to lie, you should have seen it in the title and everything else. The news is miserable. I mean, some people might not have been in favour of signing Phillips and whatnot, doubting his ability since he hasn't had much game time and whatnot, but I tell you what, Phillips, anybody is better than nobody at the minute with all our injuries, I'm telling you. So the news on him is miserable. The potential news on Joelinton, according to some outfits, is absolutely double miserable. But apart from that, tell you what's positive, not the weather. Freezing. Baltic, in fact. Still got my hat on from my walk, and you can get yourself a Magpie Channel hat on the magpiechannel.com. Black ones, there's about 5 of them left. So be quick and then that will be it. White ones, back in stock in a couple of weeks. Keep your bonds nice and warm in this freezing weather. Anyways, let's talk about it then. Let's not beat around the bush. The news is Newcastle United have cooled their interest in Kalvin Phillips, the one and only player that we were really linked with and really looked like signing this window. Kalvin Phillips, because it's a loan, and we can't even get that done. We can't even get a loan deal done. What is this? Mike Ashley days or what? Mike Ashley days are back. Oh my god. Can't even get a loan player. Well, the thing is with Kalvin Phillips is that it's the fee. It's the fee that goes with the loan. Listen, Kalvin, let's bring this in a little bit. Let's bring it in. Let's get together. Tight huddle. We're in for a good one. Kalvin Phillips, right? The loan deal with the fee is the issue. £7 million is what they've been asking for all this January. Sky Sports came out earlier on Sky Sports News saying that the loan fee was around £5 million and that the likes of Newcastle United, Crystal Palace, who are apparently leading the race at the minute, Everton, West Ham and Juventus are all interested in the England midfielder. But the issue is not just the loan fee of £5 to £7 million, it's also that City want to throw in an obligation to buy as well as that. So I'm not surprised Newcastle don't want to do that. Listen, if that's what the case is, and by the way, I would have put it on the screen, but this is from the Telegraph that I say Newcastle have pretty much cancelled the deal. Any talks, cooled their interest completely in signing Phillips. Because of this situation, I don't blame them. If City are demanding an obligation to buy, I'm completely against that, because I need to see what Phillips this is. Is this the Euro 2020 Phillips? Mint, bargain, pay the £7 million now. I mean, see what happens at the end of the season. But if it's the Phillips that's played about 4 minutes for City for the past season, then who cares? Yeah, I can't do it. I don't know who it is. Who's Kalvin Phillips anymore? Do you know what I mean? He's on the bench all the time. Forrest Gump. He comes on in the cup against Newcastle. I think he started. Not very good. Low game time though. Plays for England, does alright, but he's playing against bin men. So how am I judging that? How am I judging him against bloody San Marino and that? You know what I mean? Southgate loves him. But I don't know. I need to see more of it. I tell you what, you can't really do it with the midfielder in terms of putting in obligation criteria. Obviously for a striker, and he said, right, he came in, scored 10 goals, but even then, anyone can have a good run of form. Phillips could come in and look amazing for the next 3-4 months, and then we'll sign him for 40-50 million in the summer, and then he's crap and his attitude stinks and he doesn't want to be here and he's lazy as out, because he does look lazy. You know, Pep Guardiola has called him fat. So it's not a good look. I mean, Phillips is spending more time in Five Guys than the football pitch, so that's not a good look. That's not a good look at all. Five Guys lovely, would look lovely, but you know what I'm saying, professional athlete not looking very professional. Oh yeah, Kalvin. So for me, this news is a bummer. I honestly, after all the joking aside, I really like Kalvin Phillips. I do rate him. I think if he got that run of form again, he got that match sharpness up, he could be a top player, like we've seen at Leeds United, like we've seen for England. So I would have loved to have signed him for the tune. I think he's perfect for what we need at the minute. Again, we concede our goals on the weekend with far too much space in front of that back four. You know, there's just pockets of space for Foden the full game. And then Kevin De Bruyne comes on, the world's best midfielder, and he just has all the time and space in the world. All the time and space in the world to just walk through and then pass the ball into the back of the net from outside the box. So, yeah, we need a defensive midfielder. We need someone there to protect the back four and to stop that easy passage of play that everybody's using now, from Luton Town Forest to Man City, doing it. We need to stop allowing teams to do it. It's too bloody easy. So, we need a defensive midfielder. We're skint because of financial fair play. It's what Darren Eales and everyone else is saying. So why not get an England international and Phillips on loan? It would make perfect sense for us, for him. Nicely done. But apparently it can't be done because of the money. So we don't want to pay that fee. We don't want to get him in for that value, and then with a chance to have to maybe buy at the end of the season. So that's a real stinker, that, like. Cooled our interest. Let's see what happens, though. You never know towards the end of the window. If he's still sitting at Man City and they haven't let him go, it might be in the last week, the last few days, even deadline day, they may think, oh, well, nobody's agreeing to pay this fee. We need him off for books, see you later. Because City want the club who's taken Phillips off them to pay pretty much all of his £135,000 a week wages. They said, if not all of them, near it. So you're looking at probably 70, 80, 100 grand easy, minimum, for Phillips. So that's a big blow as well. But we don't want him long term, because we've got Tonali coming back next year. What are we doing with Miley? Do we sign another midfielder like permanently? So I don't know. I'm just gutted because we really need to sign players this January. And I mean, that's clearly obvious. Like I've said, for the reason of the way we're conceding goals, but just because of bodies. We can field an injured 11 still, pretty much. Do you know what I mean? So we need signings. And I tell you what, this club needs is a lift and a boost. Just like after Derby Day, we had that. We've seen improvements in the Man City game. If we sign one or two players, it really lifts everyone at the club, lifts the fans, lifts the players at a training ground, gives everyone a boost. Then there's competition for places, which you desperately need at a football team. You need those competition for places, and we don't have that. We don't have it in any area. Listen, we realistically need a goalkeeper. I know Dubravka's been playing well lately, but in this window, we need a goalkeeper, a centre-back and wait, I suppose. Lascelles been doing well. Leave that this summer. We need the defensive midfielder. We need a winger, striker. You could have a winger or a striker, like a player who could play both positions would be fine. But I know that because of financial fair play, unrealistic we're going to get any of those. One or two of them will be good, but we'd want at least one or two on loan. If we can do that, like I said, reach into that Saudi market, get a Saudi player in, whether it be your Mitrovic or your Ruben Neves, get your Phillips in on loan here. Get somebody, man. If we can't spend money, we need to be bringing these players in because of the injury crisis, and because that injury crisis is getting worse. Apparently, this is according to ESPN. Who would have thought that it could get any bloody worse? Obviously, we're seeing Joelinton miss the Man City game. How confirmed he's going to be out for 6 weeks. ESPN are now saying that he could be out for the rest of the season. The rest of this season. Can you believe it? You probably can, because of the way our seasons went. It's very believable that our top man, one of our best players, the midfield warrior, could be ruled out for the entire season. They're saying that he could be facing 4 months on the sidelines, and then he might actually need surgery. So that is, like I said, double miserable, stinky news if it is true. Unconfirmed reports yet from the UK. This has just been breaking from ESPN. Other journalists are picking up on it now. Obviously, wait and see the club or Sky or anyone talk about it. But I mean, 6 weeks was bad enough, and 6 weeks was enough to be like, right, if we want to save our season, get some points on the board, try and get close to those European places, and actually do a cup run, we need to replace Joelinton now that he's injured, because we needed a signer in anyway. Now we double, triple need that signing with him being out. The emphasis and the importance on signing a midfielder is just through the bloody roof now, through the absolute roof, to the moon and back. So we need someone in, and then if Joelinton is out for not just 6 weeks, but for the rest of the season, my God, we are done. We are absolutely finished. Finished, people, if that's the case. Let's hope it's not true. Let's hope the report's on bang on, but who knows? Even if they aren't, though, like I said, 6 weeks, we need to sign a midfielder. We need to just pluck the money out of somewhere. The Telegraph was saying the same piece, they've got money to spend this summer because does the Adidas money come in there, and the Champions League money and whatnot? I don't know. But I'm telling you, we're getting to the point now where we just need to, not us with FFP. We'll spend 50, 60 million, take the 10 points next season. It'll be worth it. God, it's getting that bad. We desperately need signings, man. Or we're going to have to sell someone. There's interest today again in Bruno Guimaraes. There's more reports linking him with the likes of Barcelona. So he's in huge demand. But they've got to be working hard behind the scenes. I'm telling you, surely they've got to be looking at this thinking now with the Joelinton news and with our season on a precipice of it could all be over in a few weeks' time. If we lose to Villa, which is obviously very likely, they're a tough side. February next month is the one with the fixtures where we need to start getting points, and that could save us in the league position. But the cup against Fulham is massive. If we lose that, you'd think, what we're going to do now? Because how many points are we off fourth already? Loads in it. Can't even remember. I looked yesterday. Can't remember. Far gone. Forget about fourth. I would even be looking at sixth best at the minute. Do you know what I mean? We're a good few points off that. So 6th, 7th. If we can get something, we're going to run. Who knows, but the Cup as well is massive. Focus on the FA Cup now. That news today, Joelinton potentially being out for the season. Cooling their interest in Phillips. And the Bruno in demand. Another midfielder, I'd be playing him at this point. I wouldn't even be sending him out. Isaac Hayden, he's back in Newcastle. Apparently he's going to Preston North End. Bloody hell, the way our midfield's looking, everyone's injured. You might want to keep him. Might want to keep him at this rate. What's going on when I'm telling you to keep Isaac Hayden? Oh my god, it's tough times. Tough times. It is a bloody Blue Monday after all, isn't it, eh? Jesus Christ. Anyways, that's enough. I'll be positive. Listen, I'm still going to say, and I've said all along, we will sign someone this window. I honestly thought Phillips would get done. It still might, like I said earlier in the video, it might get done late in the window if nobody else swooshes in and pays that fee and everyone's in the same boat. Depends on where he wants to go and what happens. But I'm sure we will sign at least one player this January. Because the club, I know the club have said FFP and money and all that, but we've said that in previous windows. So let's see what happens, and hopefully the likes of Ashworth and Eels are working hard at St James Park right now to get some players in, because we've got this little winter break. We haven't got a game this weekend. I haven't got a game until Fulham next weekend, so Saturday the 27th. So there's plenty of time. Get someone in before that game, because then after that, you've only got a few days left of the window before January's gone. And we're all scratching my head thinking, oh, I've got all these injured players. Probably should have bought someone. Let's hope it doesn't come to that. I'm backing them. I'm going to stay positive and say that we do sign one or two players this window. Maybe more. Fingers crossed, and optimism and positivity than realism. But we shall see. Let me know in the comments below how you feel on Newcastle cooling their interest in Manchester City's Kalvin Phillips. The Joelinton news, if it's true or not, if it's 6 weeks, 4 months, rest of the season, either way. And Bruno in demand, and anything else, let us know. Cheers for watching, people. Subscribe to my channel TV and enjoy yourself.